The first indication of impending disaster came at about 6 p.m. In the evening, we faced the disaster with an ominous silence. Ominous is unauspicious, unpleasant. There was a silence which we call तूफान के आने से पहले की खामोशी. The wind dropped and the sky immediately grew dark. There were dark clouds. Then came a growing roar. There was a sound of something shouting, and at enormous clouds towards aft. Aft is called the stern of the ship. With horror, I realized, with fear, I realized that it was not a cloud. What was that? But it was a wave like no other I had ever seen. It was a huge wave I have ever seen. It appeared perfectly vertical. Vertical means in the standing position, in almost twice at the height of the other waves. Other waves are approximately 15 meters at the height, but it was almost twice. That means almost 30 meters with a frightful breaking crest. It just hit the top of the boat. The roar increased a thunder as the stern moved up the face to the wave, and for a moment I thought we might ride over it. We tried that we can ride over the waves, but then a tremendous explosion. Something was exploding, as if there was a bomb blast. Bomb exploded. Thunder explosion shook the deck. Everything was shaken. A torrent, a flash of green and white water, a flow that broke over the ship. The water entered into the ship. My head smashed. I banged with the wheel into the wheel and was aware of flying overboard. And I thought I found myself outside the boat and sinking below the waves. I was just going to drown. I accepted my approaching death. I accepted it that I am going to die because I am drowning. And as I was losing consciousness, I was becoming unconscious underwater. I felt quite peaceful. Unexpectedly, I don't know what happened at that moment. My head popped out of the water. My head came out of the water as a few meter away. Waywalker was near collapsing, and what I saw when I came to senses, that a very few meters away, I was able to see the boat was about to collapse, about to turn in the water, her mast almost horizontal. The standing mast, you can say, has become horizontal to the water. Then a wave hurled up upright. I don't know what happened. A strong wave came from the other side and upright the boat, make it stand. My lifeline jerked taut. I grabbed the guard rails. I wanted to get something to hold on and sailed through the air into Waywalker's main boom. I tried to enter in the main room. Subsequent waves tossed me around the deck like a raw drag doll. I was a puppet, you can say, of rough clothes. We can rag rough clothes. My left ribs cracked. What I felt, I was feeling pain in my left side in the ribs. My mouth filled with blood and broken teeth because I was smashing again and again. I was banging again and again with the dash with the wheel, so my mouth was filled with blood and broken teeth. Somehow I found the wheel, lined up the stern for a next wave and hung on. I tried to hold on. Anyhow, I was to face the next wave. Water everywhere because they were in the sea. All around there was water only. I could feel that the ship had water below, but I dared not abandon. I couldn't leave the place to the wheel to investigate, to check how much water has entered. Suddenly, the front door was thrown open. Somebody opened the door, and Mary, my wife, was there. She appeared on the scene. We were sinking, she said. We are going to die. She screamed, she shouted. The deck are smashed. The sideboards of you can say the sides of the boat, they are broken. We are full of water. The water has entered in the boat. Take the wheel. I just asked my wife to hold on the wheel to her gestate. I shouted as I scrambled for the hatch. I wanted to come out. Larry and Herb were pumping like madmen. They were trying to pump out the water. Just imagine, they are pumping the water out of the sea, and out there is again water. The same water is again entering in the form of waves in the boat, but still they were pumping out like madmen. broken timbers. The pieces of the broken wood hung at crazy angles at different places. The broken piece of wood they were hanging, the whole starboard side bulged. The whole side, where you can say the right side of the boat, bulged inward. Clothes, crockery, charts, tins, toys, slosh about in the deep water. Everything was floating about in the deep water because water has entered in every cabin, in every space. I half swam, half crawled. Who is I? I again stand for the narrator. Sometime he swam in the water, half crawled. Sometime he crawled, ran into the children's cabin. Anyhow, he reached the children's cabin. Are you all right? And he asked the children, who are the children? Sue and John. Are you all right? I asked. Yes, they answered from the upper bunk. They were sitting at the proper place. So they asked, they are at the proper bunk. They are right, but my head hurts a bit, said Sue. The daughter asked, my head pains me, pointing to a big bump because he was having some swelling because her head banged with something and she got some swelling on the head above her eyes. I had no time to worry about the bump heads, but I was having no time to look at all these things. So I avoided after finding a hammer, screw, and canvas. I struggled back on deck. I went back with the starboard side bashed upon. It was just the right side which was broken. We were taking water with each wave. Every wave was filling the water inside the boat that broke over us. If I could make some repair, if I am able to repair the boat, the broken parts of the boat, we would surely sink. If I can't do it, then we are about to sink.